1537? Yes. Welcome to Zero Escape, Virtual's Last Reward. An interesting series with an interesting story, which not always makes much sense, but it's okay. So, I don't think we have, like, an actual map. But the last thing that happened is we entered another escape room. And, yeah. So we are currently in security. And also, maybe I should write chat plays. There we go. So. Hi Angie, I hope you're doing fine. Hi Coffee. So we are in security and... Sorry about that. This is currently our room. We have displays, we have speakers, more displays, whatever that is. We have stairs, there's our safe for our codes and cards we need. Doors, this, more display. Okay. So, what are you going to do? Oh no. Instructions. Dun, 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 dun. Press all the buttons, okay. A long console. Long console. There's a screen in the middle of it. This is probably the main console. Hey, I just rubbed it a little and it turned on. I don't think the rest is going to be any, I don't think the rest is going to be that easy though. Look at the screen. Looks like a login screen. I think we need to put in a password. Okay, I'll give it a shot. No, we are not. Because we don't know. Ah! It's the password. Let's look around a little more. Maybe we can find some kind of clue. Right. The main console. So that only leads us to the consoles. Anything else? Or shall I change the view? I mean, I can go here and do the same thing here. This one's the same. I barely touched it and it's ready to go. Yeah, it's showing the same thing too. You said press all the buttons, so... A chair! Yes, and a green one at that. This one switched on just like the other two. Looks like it. So the buttons only activate nothing and the monitors are there, like there are 3 now. I will change the view now to this. Would you like to activate or click something? Activate everything, okay. Speakers. Yeah, they look pretty normal. It's blank. Yeah, nothing at all. Well, that's all I can activate. Some binders. Damn, I can't understand a word of this. It looks like some kind of code. All of these binders are like that. Shoot. I wonder what this is. Don't know. Looks like a machine of some kind. A tall machine. Tall machine. No idea what it does. Hopefully nothing bad. Okay. Well. We have found an hourglass with red sand. We have found one with yellow sand. Do you think this does something? It looks weird, but I'm pretty sure they're just shelves. A millennial shelf. A set of shelves made up of 8 hexagons. You mean bestagons? There are triangles wedged in between the hexagons. Strange looking set of shelves made of 8 hexagons and 10 triangles. And we have the same thing here. There's a set on this side too. They look like the other one. Yeah, I wonder if it means something. Cannot interact with the floor. This is our save. A sofa. Seems perfectly normal. There's a button. You said everything activate. Is this a lion? What's it got in its mouth? Some kind of button, right? Looks like you can push it. Can barely make it out, but I think there's something carved on the surface. A sun? Wait, so is this lion eating the sun? Yeah. Whatever. Right, now we need to focus on getting out of here. I'm gonna push that button. That okay? Yeah, sure. Whoa. The lights turned off. Strange. Guess it's a light switch. So it is. Strange looking set of shelves. Hey, check it out. It's all lit up now. Yeah, pretty colorful. Do you think it's a hint? Maybe. But I cannot actually interact with it. Shelves are all lit up, different shapes are different colors, but I cannot do anything. This must be the main monitor station. All 9 of the screens are dark though. Probably aren't powered up. Looks like it. So how do we turn them on? What kind of question is that? There's probably some switches or something around here somewhere. Huge speakers. It's a big screen. Blank though. Don't think the power's on. This is pointless. It's too dark for me to see anything. I can barely see my hand in front of my face. Okay, jeez. Whoops. letters. There are letters on front of the step and underneath the red line. The lion on the wall has a button with the sun in its mouth. I'm gonna turn the lights on, okay? Yeah, do it. So we can actually inspect this here. Some binders, they're full of code that I can't read. Looks like we've got 9 switches. There's a little thunderbolt icon up there. Up here, I guess. My guess is these are a bunch of power switches. All red. Does that mean they're all off? How about you try and flip some of them? Did you hear something? Yeah, I did. Kind of a starting up sound. Aha. It activates the cameras. Let's turn them all on. Oh look, some of these rooms we have seen before. Or maybe all of them actually. These are from security cameras. I thought so. Hey, what about Tenmuji, Clover and Quark? Can you see them anywhere? You can see just as well as I can. There's nobody there. No Dio or K either. Might as well take a good look at it though. Damn, nothing. Each screen seems to be be for a security camera. Can't see anybody though. Yeah. Nothing changed there. Tall machine. Well, what do you want to do? So we have 3 monitors that need a password input, 2 deactivated displays, the speakers do nothing, we have security cameras of 9 rooms, then we have the stairs, we have these shelves apparently, and we can turn off the light. What would you like to do? Can I see the security cameras closer? Sure. This is the closest as I can go. Anything else? What were the items found? So we found an hourglass with yellow sand and an hourglass with red sand. Would you like me to examine them? Oh, also, I just discovered there's a 4 on red and an 11 on yellow. An hourglass full of yellow sand. It has 11 carved onto its top. An hourglass. Looks like the sand inside is red. Something's engraved at the top. Looks like a number 4. 4? What the heck does that mean? Well, given the purpose of most hourglasses, I would guess it means it's a 4-second clock. In other words, it will take 4 seconds for all the sand to run through it after you flip it. Hi, Bob. Give me a second, Bob. There we go. So, red 4, yellow 11. But we don't know where to use it and for what. Can I see the shelf walls again? Yes. So we have this. And this. They are both exactly the same in looks. What do you want to do next? Can you place the hourglass on the shelves? Well, we found both of them in those 2 shelves. And no. No matter where I click, I cannot put it in there again. Nope, doesn't work. What about if you turn off the lights first? The shelves are lit up. Different shapes are different colors. Nope. Still cannot place them in there. Can you see around the stairs while lights off? Yes. So we have found this. Hi there, Coffee. How are you doing? I was eating chicken. Delicious. For 2 hours. Sometimes it can take your time. I bought pulled pork. So I will eat that in 2 or 3 meals at some point. There are letters on the front of the step underneath the sign line. They say Tisk, magenta, red line, yellow, they say Zgujini, green, and letters in front of the step underneath the blue line. Pretty tasty when cooked well. You can buy pork loins. Probably, but this one is like literally. This is literally a piece of pork that was already slow braised, and you buy the package, and it comes in. What is it called? Like a kind of aluminium container, and the pork itself, I'm not sure if it's smoked, but it's definitely braised, and the pork itself is in plastic with liquids from the braising or smoking braising part, and then yeah, it came half cooked, I see, yes. And then you put it in there with the liquid, and then you put it actually in the oven for a certain amount of time. And then you can basically eat it. Like, you can pull the pork apart afterwards and then eat it. It's very tasty. I had it with beef before, but it's usually very expensive, so I only buy it when it's on sale. They also had pork ribs on sale, yes, but I decided for the pulled pork instead. Why are you having pork with beef? I don't. I said, what I meant is, last time I tried it, it was pulled beef. Now I bought the pork version of it. Yes, very nice. What are we going to do? As you can see, we have stairs with colors and weird amounts of... Can I see the lower parts of the stairs up close? Sure, here you go. I'm about to beef with you so hard. Nice. What a carnage. What did you have together with that chicken? Or was it just chicken? Shall I change something there, nice? Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah wah wah. I still want to stare. It was boneless chicken from a place called Texas Chicken. But you have had nothing with it, just the chicken and nothing else. Had it with honey mustard sauce. Ah, delicious. Wonder what I'm going to make tonight. I'm not sure yet. Doesn't taste that good. It's all I found in my kitchen. Okay. It's all meat and flour. I mean, you need to like the mix of honey and mustard to enjoy that. But yeah. It's kind of bad it didn't have its skin on, because like a well roasted chicken with skin, the skin is really tasty. The sauce is fine, but the chicken isn't. Dry chicken? Oh. Was it dry, or it's just because of the flour? Very nice. Do you want to see the upper stairs? It's fast food. What do you think? I don't know. So it's quite dry, yes. That's sad. You can have good fast food. Oh, it's a good for you. Very nice. We're not getting anywhere if you keep staring at this specific screen. If you like it so much, take a screenshot. For context, it was a fast food chain similar to Lotteria and KFC and McDonald's. I see. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a difference between fast food for, let's say, chicken nuggets, where it's just like your common McDonald's chicken nuggets, which is literally just low quality. Or you make chicken nuggets yourself, which are like nice and moist and good, and still chicken nuggets. Can I see the hourglasses? Sure. Here's red with 4. There's nothing on the bottom. It's just red sand hourglass with 4. And here it is exactly the same thing, except it says 11. Can I see the upper stairs? Sure, here you go. Same thing with burgers, right? You can get like your common fast food burger, which is probably not that great, or you can have a really good burger, which is not from a fast food place, but hey. Sugadukni Adagab is the mass. It's not Christmas, it's Estmas. I wonder where Estmas is. Can I see the lowest? Didn't you look a lot at the lower stairs? Let's see. I bought spaghetti. I bought tortellini. I bought pulled pork. I still have a good amount of spring rolls. Did I buy anything else next to that? Don't think so. Not really. Got myself some kombucha. I just wish kombucha wasn't so expensive. Otherwise, I would drink it like a lot. I wouldn't mind like to buy a liter bottle of kombucha and just drink that over the course of a week. That would be fantastic. And you actually can. I even know of a company selling that. But it's so expensive. It's really ridiculous. What are we going to do, Wilnois, after you have stared back at this wonderful set of stairs? Okay, can I see around the room again? Sure. So basically we have this here. We have this here. We have this. We have this. Sorry. We have this. If I go forward, we have the light switch. This strange thing. The other strange thing, which is red. This is green. Safe. And this is the view of the room from the other side. Can I see the computers again? There's a password input field in the center of the screen. Where we can input a password. I sit in the yellow chair and cradle my head in my hands. This one needs a password too, huh? Right, here we go. Not a password. Can I see the stairs again? Yes. This console has a red chair that goes with it. Yeah. Nothing. Just caught my eye. Here you have cyan, magenta, red, yellow, green, and blue. Yes, indeed. I like how in OBS I see more than in my actual screen. I mean, like, contrast-wise. Really funny. Yes, very nice. New instructions. No idea. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want new instructions in consideration to green, yellow, and red? You know? What's the thing with the 3 lines, 2 dots per line on the right side of the room next to the computer? You mean probably this. This whole room is dark. Can't really do much if I can't see anything. We have established that this is mostly just a machine. It's a tall machine. No idea what it does. Hopefully, nothing bad. Says the same thing if I click below that. Did it work? Yeah, I guess so. Good job. Cakewalk. Sure, did you see this icon? The icon in the upper left corner. Was it just the stairs? Yeah, because the stair is the indicator. Every stair has like a color indicator and a string of letters. And you have these 3 inputs with colored chairs in front of it. It's basically giving you the solution for the password. Yeah. I wonder what this icon means. Well, there's only one way to find out, right? Okay, on it. Change the colors. I saw the chairs, but I thought it had to do something with the letters because of nonsense. Yeah. There was also the other thing where it literally pointed out that the character is sitting in his yellow chair holding his head. It's like also another tip of saying like, hey, the color of the chair is important. Change the colors to the correct ones by clicking the hexagons and triangles. Remember that you only have 4 moves to complete this puzzle. So it's this kind of puzzle. When you click here, it changes all according symbols next to it. But you have only 4 moves. And now you need to change it to a specific pattern. both middle triangles. Okay. You have 2 moves left. I personally hate these kind of puzzles. Not a fan. Retry. There we go. Also, keep in mind you can also click on those. It's not just the triangles. You can click on all of them. It's a wonderful puzzle. It's so much fun. Let me give it a try. Whoops. I was like, probably this? Okay. I guess I figured it out. I'm sorry. Oh, you figured it out. Not bad. And my reward? Huh? Nice try. Looks like Zero's got something for you, though. Oh, it needs to look like the shelf, yes. But it need to clear it. Yeah, no. Always consider this. Whenever you are in an escape room, always take everything as a hint. So yes, the shelves are your solutions. It was supposed to be like, oh, you saw the shelf and its color, right? And now you're on this screen, and here we present to you basically the same thing, except it looks color-wise not the same. That you make then the conclusion of like, okay, seems like I need to make it look like the shelves. You mean this new icon? Right. Oh? What was that noise? Nothing happened on the screen. Look up! The one over your head. Huh? It was you. No, it was me all along. That's not much of a sentence. It just says, I was you. Oh, I'm sorry. It says, I was you. It says, I was you on the screen. Well. Red. It's red, right? So, wait, red is the wonderful, complicated thing. Very nice. Would you be so kind to type this into chat? I would be much obliged. This here. TMJYUBGJ. Okay, thank you. J. There we go. Huh. This one's done too. Same result as before. And another icon up in the corner. I've seen this icon before. Like we saw it like 3 minutes ago. It's just like the one on the other side. So that would mean that we do this wonderful execution all over again. Except this time we do it the other way around. Is it as dumb as I think it is? That it goes like the same thing? No. That would have been hilarious. But you know, Vernoise, maybe this time this might lead to a result, but maybe it doesn't. Aww. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Just want to see what we actually try to do. Okay, we try to get green triangles. So all triangles need to be green and all bestagons need to be red. Good question. Whoops. I'm so sorry. Really just tried. I just was like, maybe it's this. Oh no. How do you like that puzzle? I will be honest, I'm surprised that I'm figuring this out so fast. Because I can tell you that this specific room was one of the most disliked rooms in this game for me when I played it for the first time. I got so hardcore stuck on these two puzzles in this room. And now I'm just like, oh, it's probably this, then goes like boom. It's almost disappointing how easy this room now is. It's too early to celebrate. Check your screen. You've got a new icon. What are you doing? This is just like the other one. Look up. Will be me. I was you. Will be me. What the hell is that? It's not even a sentence. Will be me. So we have the yellow chair. Yellow submarine. Be so kind to type SGDQNY. It's like SGDQ. You know? Summer games done quick in New York. Actually, you don't have to type it now. Summer games done quick. New York. That is actually quite easy to remember, considering. Summer games done quick in New York. Done. Good. That's all of them then. Oh, well done. Oh, well done. Would it really kill you to take that disdain down like 10%? Yes. Look at the corner of the screen. There, an icon. Is this icon supposed to be an hourglass? Touch it and find out. Right. Determine the value in seconds for each hourglass. Then fill in the blanks. If the value is a single-digit number, place a 0 before it. This is a joke, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We already know this is 11, and this is more than 11. This here is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If you're wondering what the game tries actually to do, is with the play button in the top left corner, which you can press, it then counts down each hourglass. And you should figure out with this how much seconds each hourglass is. But it makes no sense because you clearly see like each individual line and you just can count it. But here's the thing. Since this game came out on an on a Nintendo DS or 3DS, the screen was so small that you probably couldn't see the individual lines. So therefore it had that play button, so you had to count the seconds for each hourglass when you played it. But now it doesn't make sense because I can clearly differentiate between the lines. But that's the idea behind the riddle actually. Ha! Got it! Not bad. There's another icon on the screen now. Yes, there is. Hey, look! The screen's changed. Huh? What the heck is this? Me, be, I, was, will, everything, you, knows, she. There's a different word on each one. I guess we're supposed to shuffle them around until they make a sentence? How? Well, look at the screen underneath them. It's got the same words in 9 squares. So, I'm supposed to use that console to move the words around? That would be my guess. Okay, let's give this a shot then. So we need to form a sentence. And apparently we have 2 sentences because there's a full stop and there's a full stop. So we form 2 sentences. I mean, we found 1 sentence, but which was I will be you, no, what was it? Will be me. I was you. I was you, will be me. Yeah. Like, I was you, will be me. Like, these 2 sentences we have found. I was you, will be me. So it's this. I think it should auto-solve when it's correct. She knows everything on the middle of the grid. What if we do this? No. She knows everything. I was you, will be me. I mean, it's pretty much clear it is she knows, because knows indicates this. Like, you cannot say I knows, you knows. Maybe there has to be a vertical sentence as well. I don't think so. If I remember correctly, it is all about just forming two sentences from left to right. But I could be wrong, of course. It has been quite some time since then. No. Nope. Why won't it work? Maybe I don't need some of these words. You think? Not all the words are needed. However, the unneeded words should be erased. How do you even erase them? What? Oh, I get it. Okay, so we form 2 sentences, but we actually have the solution already. So it's these. What we are going to do is turn on the light, because our character will complain about how freaking dark it is inside here. Except it's not. And then we go here, and turn these off. And now we have only the words "I was you" will be me. I was you will be me. Just as I thought. The thing is, you don't even know that you can do that until the characters actually mention it. That you might need not all the words. Yeah, looks like you got it. Good work. Nothing's changed though. Well, at least not here. Yeah. Take a look at the screen up on the wall. This is... Good work, Sigma. Been waiting for this. New safe password, huh? Yeah, let's open it. No, let's not open it. Not yet. Because we always need 2 passwords. Oh, nice work. Look, the screen's changed. It's a different password this time. This password is different. I'm different. You memorized it? No. Moon star. I got this. Moon. Always go for the blue first. Excellent. It opened. Yeah. Secrets. Moon, sun, star. That's the meanest part about those saves. You get a 3x3 grid, but actually you input only 3 specific symbols out of 3 different symbols on the entire grid, where everybody would expect that you need to input 9 symbols. It's pretty clever when you think about it. because it makes it almost impossible to, well, basically open it on your own. So it did. This card looks familiar. Different image, though. Yeah, it's one of the AB room cards. Well, I guess there are two of them, actually. These are star cards the announcer was talking about. And then we've got the same key as usual. Key I found in the safe. Okay, let's get going. Speak of that, archive. Monkey, star key. Anything? Yeah, okay. Anything else? No. What? Yeah, let's... Secret. Help. Secret. Let's see. What's that? Supplementary rules, pair solo explanation, BP, number 9 door. Total lunar eclipse that we have here. Golem. The golem is an anthropomorphic creature. Oh god, furries! From Jewish folklore, golems are made from clay and will obey any orders given to them by their creators without question. Although they tend to take instructions very literally. A golem is created by performing a holy ritual, then kneading the clay into the shape of the person, chanting a spell, and writing the Hebrew word emet, truth, on the golem's forehead. Erasing the E changes the word to met, which is Hebrew for death. Doing this deactivates the golem. One of the golems found in the nonary game facility, he is discovered laying on the maintenance table in the golem bay. His product ID is GTM CMGOLM. He asked to be referred to by the last bit, which is, of course, golem. Golem. Much to his surprise, this ends up being pronounced like golem anyway. On a side note, GTMCMGOLM stands for Golem Type Male Cockney Model Number Golem. Hi Bob. The Chinese room is a thought experiment developed by American philosopher John Searle to contest some of the ideas about artificial intelligence. The experiment itself is explained in more depth in the game, but the general idea behind it is to pose the question, do intelligent responses indicate actual understanding? Seal, I will call it Seal, contests that a computer could be programmed to respond intelligently in conversation with humans, so much that it would seem to be human itself, but that it would not necessarily, or perhaps could not actually understand what it was saying. Of course, this raises the question, how can we know that human minds are not, in a sense, Chinese rooms? Can we really say that we understand the things we say, or are we just simulating understanding? Good question. The Turing test is designed to gauge a computer's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior, first developed by British mathematician Alan Turing. The test has 3 participants: a human judge, a human subject, and a machine. The judge engages in conversation with the human and the machine, and if the judge cannot determine who is the machine and who is the human, the machine is considered to have passed the Turing test. When Phi mentions that perhaps she and her companions have been captured to perform a test, she is referring to the Turing test. That we know. An acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Lab or Electronic Machine. Golem are robots developed and sold by an American corporation called Hephaestus Systems. Some of the units in this facility, however, have had their software significantly enhanced by Zero Senior. A portion of them have also been given ABT, created by Zero Senior. Incidentally, ABT is short for Artificial Biological Tissue. The gist of Golem's somewhat rambling explanation is that the center of thought doesn't necessarily have to reside in the body. In case of Golem, the self clearly resides in the mainframe and operated the body remotely. Since a self-aware robot could exist this way, he theorized what would prevent humans from doing the same. If humans are actually being controlled by an outside force, then is there actually any such thing as free will? Memento Mori. If the 9th lion eat the sun. It appears to have been written in some sort of weird paint. Memento Mori is a Latin phrase that translates roughly to remember death, mortality. 9th clearly refers to 9th, but seems to have been spelled wrong, likely on purpose. Why? Perhaps it's an anagram, like the words on the wall in the floor. A warehouse. If it is, what does this one mean? The hourglass displayed in the background is actually a 4-second timer. It doesn't have much practical use except maybe for really impatient people. If you were at a restaurant waiting for your food to come out, for instance. Hey, how long are you going to make me wait? I've already flipped this hourglass for 100 times. Technically, 100 times would only be 400 seconds, which is 6 minutes and 40 seconds. But saying 100 times is much more dramatic and therefore much more likely to get a desirable response from the waitstaff. So next time you go to a restaurant and you want to be impatient, don't forget to bring in an hourglass that measures seconds. Have fun. Gentle points. These are a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Somewhere deep in the United Kingdom is an organization that tracks all gentlemen, determining their caliber based off an ancient and Byzantine collection of rules and guidelines. Every year during the spring, a representative of this organization conducts a cursory investigation of each member's behavior, or at last appears to, and then awards gentle points based on what they saw. The following formula is used. Old ladies escorted across the street, multiplied by top hats owned, multiplied by puzzles solved, multiplied by money given to gentlemen tracking organization, equals total gentle points. So in other words, it's totally unbiased. Knife. A small survival knife. It has myrmidons stamped into the flat of the blade. Blade length 115 centimeters, base width 3 centimeters, base thickness 3 millimeter. There's blood on it, but whose blood? Floor B hallway locks. Several of the hallways on floor B use special locks indicated on the map by arrows. On the far side of each arrow is a lever. Pulling these levers will unlock the locks. Once this has been done, you can explore the entire area at your leisure. Principle of causality. The law of cause and effect. Welcome to the Matrix. Specifically, Matrix 2, I think? No, actually it's Matrix 3. I think. Whatever. Specifically that a cause must precede every effect. At the quantum level, however, things aren't quite as immutable. The principle of quantum superposition holds that any physical reading. The principle of quantum superposition holds that any physical system, such as an electron, exists at least partially in all of its theoretical states or configurations, but when measured gives a result corresponding to only one of them. A classic example of this is the double-slit experiment, where light appears to behave as both a wave and a particle. One of the investigating implications of this is that, in a sense, you are influencing the past. By observing a system, you are defining the cause of an effect you witness, and in a way altering the past. Normally, I would comment here that the quantum level is where shit gets real, but given the nature of this phenomenon, it seems like it would be more accurate to say that the quantum level is where shit gets unreal. True. Knox's 10 Commandments. Ronald Knox, a mystery writer from the UK, published the following as his rules for writing a mystery novel. 1. The criminal must be mentioned early on. 2. All supernatural or preternatural agencies are ruled out. 3. No more than one secret room or passage. 4. No hitherto undiscovered poisons may be used, nor any appliance which will need a long scientific explanation. 5. No one with extra sensory perception or similar powers can appear. 6. No accident must ever help the detective, nor must he ever have an unaccountable institution which proves to be right. 7. The detective must not commit the crime. 8. The detective must declare any clues he may discover. 9. The stupid friend of the detective, the Watson, must conceal nothing from the reader. 10. Twin brothers and doubles generally must not appear unannounced. The thing is, when you pick up one of those folders with these secrets here, it often refers to things we haven't actually seen yet, because they will come up in the next few scenes. It is mostly meant as an information center where you can get the idea when characters start talking about it. Or at least get like a better understanding from that. The lock for the door. It says lock. I'm gonna open it, okay? You ready? Yes, of course I am. Get on with it. Right. Here we go then. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, it even opens. You found it.
Wait.
Yes? Please continue. I will not give you input. Fi, are you alright? Everything fine? Yes?
I just realized something.
What's that?
When we were looking at the security footage earlier, we were just looking for live feeds. We were trying to figure out where the others are, what they were up to, if they were alive, and so on. But we totally forgot that security systems like this can do more than show you live footage. Are you following me?
Yeah. You're talking about stuff that has been recorded, right? Footage of the past. If they store that, we might be able to see it.
Yeah. I don't know how much luck we'll have, but it's worth a shot.
Definitely. What do we do?
Leave that to me.
You know how to use this thing?
Well, it was designed so that a human could operate it. That means there's a logic to how it's set up. A computer computes, a calculator calculates, and an automobile mobiles.
Yes, it mobiles. I completely agree.
Everything's designed to do something, and once you know what, you can start guessing how. Once you start to figure out how to get it to do things, it's just a question of playing with it until it does the things you want it to.
Yes, just like using a 3D program for the first time.
See?
Monitoring video data. Looks like this is it. Good work.
Knock it off. Makes it sound like you're better than me or something.
Wait. What the heck is this? Everything says no data.
Let's check the log. Damn it. This isn't good. Looks like all the video data was removed before we got here.
Oh no. By zero?
That would be my guess. All it says here is administrator.
Damn. Well, that's a little frustrating. That footage could have told us a lot.
Yeah. It might have given us what we need to figure out who the killer is, too. The camera in room 2 in the crew quarters would have recorded what happened to Alice and Luna.
Yep.
Same for the old woman in the warehouse. And if there was a recording of us being carried into the AB rooms, we could have even figured out who Zero Senior is.
Hey, what's this?
You want to open it?
Yeah.
It says Gollum status.
It should be the system logs of those robots. I told you about them in the pantry, remember?
Yeah. You mean the room full of robots on the other side of the green door?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Shoot. Oh no. Everything's here been erased too.
Looks like it.
Guess there isn't anything we can... Wait a second.
What is it?
There's a scroll bar. Try scrolling. Oh my god, and it is exactly the guy we talked about. I knew it. That golem we met is still functional.
What do you mean? I thought you told me Golem, or whatever his name was, started spitting smoke and keeled over.
Yeah, but he said that his what passes for Golem's brain, I guess, was in the main computer. Only his body was disabled. His brain is probably still functioning. Can we see his logs?
Already on it. Here you are.
Then, try the one that says cash. These file names all just seem like random characters. Whatever. Just pick one and open it, I guess.
Sure. This is...
Oh, interesting. That's K. And other things. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is probably right after K decked us. Ah yeah, I remember. He punched us and threw us through the door so we wouldn't stay behind. We'll be tossed into that white door on the left in a minute. Just watch. See?
interesting. This is the footage the Golem pulled from the main server. The original data was deleted, but it looks like the stuff he pulled is still here.
Exactly.
So, if we go back through these files...
Yeah, we might be able to figure out who the killer is. Maybe even who Zero Senior is.
Nice. Great work, Sigma.
Come on. Told you, I don't need your kissing my ass. Besides, it's not like I really did anything. We started going through the rest of the files. The security footage showed Kay and Dio clearly passing through the white door on the far right.
Good. Looks like they're both fine.
It just leaves Tenmyoji, Clover and Quark. I opened my mouth to continue, and then it happened. I'm a mushroom! My vision suddenly blurred, and shaking my head did nothing to clear it. I staggered, my balance gone. What? Why is she talking like that? She sounds like someone's playing a tape of her voice all sped up. What is going on here? I can't understand what she's saying. And why is she moving so fast? It's like watching a video on fast forward. What the hell is this? Wait, could it be me? Maybe my brain is slowing down somehow. So it just looks like everything is speeding up? I still couldn't make out what she was saying, so I just nodded weakly. My eyes drifted shut as I tried to sort out what was happening to me. I don't even remember this. I woke up several minutes later. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the ceiling of the security office. I sat up slowly, rubbing tenderly at my head. Phi, who had been sitting in front of one of the monitors, stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move.
You okay?
No. Her voice sounded normal again. And she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had happened seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's good. You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Well, I seem to have found it again. This is the security office. Maybe they've got a lost and found?
Your sanity's pretty easy to miss. I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in. Well, looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. I think I must be just getting tired. Yes, because those are the normal symptoms of getting tired. Kinda surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
I hope that's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something, have you?
For just a moment, I thought of Radical 6. But I didn't want to worry Phi if I didn't have to. Better to stay quiet about it.
Well, you're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying, right?
What are you, my mom?
Fine. No more check-ins. Anyway, I figured something out while you were resting. Come have a look at this.
What is this?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters. The room where we found Alice and Luna. I dug it out of Gollum's cache.
When was this recorded?
You'll see in a minute.
Up there on the right. That looks like some sort of time code.
Can you figure it out?
No. It's just a bunch of numbers. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Yeah. The central server seems to be using its own time system. Files appear to be named based on that system. They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
Huh? Oh, it's K.
Yeah.
He looks at his bracelet here. Probably checking how much time is left.
I'll just pause that and magnify it.
21 minutes. So that means this footage is from 21 minutes before the primary door opened, right?
Exactly.
And that would have been the white doors in this case, right?
Yes. After Kay leaves this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means we were seeing... so that means what we are seeing here is K 1 minute before he saw us.
Right.
That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate... I hate this word. Resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show any of that.
Are there any other angles?
I looked around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position. Even so, I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
You mean that this record was happening right around the time of Luna's death, right?
Exactly. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going. I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological order. Let's say this is 0 hours, 0 minutes. After all, it's not like we know what time it actually is.
Right.
So, this is the start of our footage.
There's no one here.
Yeah, about a minute goes by before anyone shows up.
Wait. How do you know it's been a minute?
This.
Oh, that's the hourglass we used earlier.
Yeah. If I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass.
Clever.
Then I just add the time from the hourglass, and that's how far in we are.
Huh? Oh. Someone's coming in. Luna! Is that Clover behind her?
Yeah. This is 0 hours, 1 minute. Right now you and I are talking to Dio in the Floor B warehouse. With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
What's going on? Are they fighting? No, it's not really a fight. Looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her.
Yeah.
Can we hear them? Is there any audio track?
Want to listen to it?
What the hell is this?
Don't know. The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
Well, we won't be able to understand anything in that.
Seen enough? I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Huh?
Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Now, at 0 hours, 10 minutes, things suddenly change. Here.
Hey. They're gone. As I watched, Clover moved steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened. Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom edge of the screen. Is there another... Oh no, you said this was it.
Yeah. This is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen the next part, though.
Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking.
Yeah. This is about a minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds.
Only Clover left. Luna's still in the room. That means...
Hold on. Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing. At 0 hours, 12 minutes, another person comes in just missing her.
Dio. He's disappeared too. Down below the bottom of the frame. What's he up to?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
Why?
Remember what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here.
You're saying he was lying? He wasn't in Floor B warehouse the whole time? He went to the crew quarters after we left him?
Yeah. So what would have been important enough for him to lie about it? We should consider that it might have been something bad.
And whatever it was, it happened during this time?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, now he's left. And it looks like he left in a hurry.
Maybe he heard a noise.
Like what?
The cyan door opening? Now, 10 seconds after Dio leaves, a fourth person shows up. That brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
It's Kay. Ah. When we heard Kay open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want Kay to catch him at it.
And then Kay disappears too.
Yeah, below the bottom of the frame, just like the others.
If Kay was telling the truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna. Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes. It's just this. So I'll fast forward, all right?
Sure.
All right, should be around here. One sec. Okay, you should see something you recognize in a minute here.
There's Kay coming from the bottom of the frame. And he's checking the time on his bracelet. So we've come full circle, huh?
Yeah. We're back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open. For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, Kay heads to the Floor A warehouse.
Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death.
That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure. This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence, but it does suggest a very likely culprit. Who do you think it is?
I ran over the footage in my head. 0 hours 1 minute, Clover and Luna enter the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 0 hour 10 minutes, they both move out of the frame. 0 hours 11 minutes 40 seconds, Clover exits the room. 0 hours 12 minutes, Dio enters the room. Hello there, Bitsune, how are you doing? Dio also immediately exits the frame. It seems likely that Dio was up to no good during this period. 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio exits the room. 0 hour 30 minutes 10 seconds, Kay enters the room. Kay also disappears from the camera's field of view. I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm well, if not a bit disappointed that I overslept. Well, when you oversleep, it usually is an indication that your body needed that time to oversleep. At this point, there are 16 minutes where nothing happens. 0 hours 29 minutes, Kay enters the frame, looks at his bracelet. It says 21 minutes, the remaining time until the primary doors open. Seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna is Clover.
What makes you think so? Luna could still have been alive after Clover left the room.
Potentially.
Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
Footage alone isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then the case against Clover gets a lot stronger.
And what is that element?
Dio's behavior at the white doors. Kay wanted us to enter the white doors. I told him I wouldn't leave 3 people to die. Do you remember what Dio said?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
He obviously knew that only you and I would be going through the door. Do you get it?
Yeah. He knew he had Luna's bracelet, which means he also knew Luna was dead. Is that what you're getting at?
Exactly. If he didn't know she was dead, he would never have said that. The moment Kay suggested we go through the doors, he would have brought it up. That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through how are they supposed to get through without Luna? But he didn't even mention her. Like, he didn't expect her to be there. Why would he do that? Can only think of two reasons. One, that when Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead. Or two, he killed Luna himself. The second one doesn't seem likely though. If Dio had killed Luna, he probably would have made a point to hide that. I'm guessing he probably would have asked where she was. Where's Luna? Sigmund 5 won't be able to get through the white doors without her. He seems like the kind of guy who would go out of his way to feign ignorance of a crime he committed. In this case, though, he said nothing. That doesn't clear him, of course, but it does make it a lot less likely that he was the killer. If he wasn't the killer, then we are left with only one other option.
When Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Interesting. That's pretty much what I thought too. And it does seem like Clover had a motive.
You mean what Alice noticed?
Yes. The movement of the A-B rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman. Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth. She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her. Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off, or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
When did Clover get the injection gun?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door. She would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right?
A zero escape theory.
We don't have any proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Yeah, I know. Oh, there was one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed anything?
No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went. And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So, Zero Senior's identity...
Still unknown.
Okay. Well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth.
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
She is. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
We always need to see the elevator, right? Very important. Bing bing. Warehouse A. A. No one's here. How dare they? 1 second. We also need to make a save because we haven't saved in a long time. No one's here.
Yeah. Alright, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yeah. Blue door time. Or cyan. The infamous crew quarters.
You search rooms 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'll take 3 and 4.
Got it. I wouldn't even need to enter. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange, cold shell, and every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong? You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah. You're right. I turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed. At least Phi is really reasonable in this situation. Infirmary. Oh. This reminds me of Saw. The first one. The first Saw. The first thing I felt was the strange cold sweat of terror. My stomach clenched in protest, pushing a wave of bile and nausea up into my throat. The lead ball turned to ice, and my legs began to tremble under its weight before they finally gave away, and I collapsed. Do you wanna play a game? I wanna play a game. They were dead. I could feel it. The moment I looked at them, but I didn't want to believe it. They couldn't be dead. Perhaps they were just sleeping. Yes, children, this is a wonderful game. No, don't worry. They're just tired. They're sleeping. It's okay. We just made sure to secure their hands so they don't fall over. It's okay. Also, notice one thing which I find hilarious. Look at the handcuffs. They are far too loose to hold a hand tightly here. Like, they could just slip the hand out of those cuffs. The cool, limp feeling of their skin under my shaking fingers dashed any hope I had left. I wrapped a trembling hand around the end of the bed and hauled myself up onto it. Even when I closed my eyes, I could still see them. My heart hammered away at my ribs, and my chest felt so tight I could barely breathe. I forced myself to take a long, deep breath, but actually several breaths. Finally, I opened my eyes.
They were in a blind spot.
What?
The security camera. Remember how we didn't see anything in the real-time feed in the security room?
Yeah. I guess the partition was in the way.
Yeah.
How convenient. They're handcuffed together.
Yeah. Whoever did this really didn't want them going anywhere. The chain's been looped around the pipe below the sink.
They would have been trapped here when the doors closed. Did they? Look at the cuffs. What did the artists do? Did they think like, oh, let's not pay attention to that? Why?
Look. See the red marks on their wrists? They were trying to get the handcuffs off.
They didn't have to. Whatever. I will just accept that they failed this. So you're saying it wasn't one of them that did this?
Probably not.
There's a cut on Tenmyoji's left hand. Looks like it's probably from a knife or something similar. Must have been deep.
Then the blood on his clothes probably came from that wound. I don't see any others, at least. If this was the only one, it doesn't look fatal. I don't think he died from this cut.
Yeah. The penalty. When the primary doors closed, they couldn't get to them. The needles in their bracelets activated and...
Yeah. You can see the marks on their wrists from where they were injected.
I see it on Luna, but I don't see it on Tenmyoji.
The tubocurarine must have killed them.
Do you think that's why they were handcuffed to the sink? As we still clearly see that they could just slip out of it.
They wouldn't have been able to get through the white doors without Quark. If someone wanted to use the penalty to kill them, they didn't need to tie them up.
Yeah, I've got a point. What's wrong?
I take back what I just said.
I agree. Look at this mirror. It's horrible. This is the worst mirror I've seen in my entire life. It's not even showing my reflection. I'm a vampire. You find something?
Yeah.
Fi bent down to pick something up and handed it to me. A cyan bracelet. This was Quark's.
Correct. It has 9 BP too. There's no mistake.
What is Quark's bracelet doing here? Wait, no, hold on. If Quark's bracelet is here, then that means...
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
No. No. This can't be happening. Not Quark.
Hey, Sigma, calm down. Just because his bracelet's off doesn't mean Quark's dead.
But
In fact, this could be good news. A ray of hope.
ray of hope?
Yeah. If Quark still had his bracelet on, then he would have ended up like Tenmyoji and Clover. But he's not wearing it. That means he might have managed to avoid getting injected with tubocurarine.
You mean the bracelet came off before the doors closed?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Zero Jr. told us that they only come off when your heart stops or when you escape.
Maybe he got out then.
Right. He's got 9 BP. Wait, you're saying he escaped and then came back and left his bracelet here? Oh, that's impossible too. Zero Jr. said the number 9 door only opens once. Even if he was able to get outside, he couldn't come back in?
Why do you have to be so pessimistic?
Hi. It's not pessimistic, it's realistic.
Have you actually seen Quark dead? Huh?
No. That's a point I can accept.
You need to think positive, Sigma. Reality is what we believe it to be.
It's realistic. Oh. Reality is what we believe it to be. That is actually quite true. Huh. Really? So you're saying this is what we wanted to happen? Our brain waves collided for a moment. But
That's enough! Quark is definitely alive. He has to be. He has to be. I refuse to believe he isn't. I can't let an innocent kid like that get killed.
you think so? Oh no, this is the moment where I could tell Phi, guess what? In the last few seconds, several children died on this planet. And now again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Yes, it's sad, but it's the reality. I wanted to ask if she meant Clover and Tenmyoji weren't innocent and had deserved to die, but swallowed my words. Fighting wasn't going to help us. All I could do was hope that Phi was right. Perhaps Quark was still alive. What are you doing?
Examining their bodies. Tenmyoji first.
Why?
Clues.
Can we play Cluedo after this? What kind of clues?
To who might have killed them. Finding Quark's bracelet tells us something. If the killer saw it, that would make for an obvious motive.
With Quark's bracelet, Clover and Tenmyoji would have been able to go through the white doors. The killer handcuffed them to the sink to prevent that.
Right. That's my guess, at least. That's odd.
What's wrong?
I can't find anything.
Huh?
I should have found something.
What?
You remember when we ran into Tenmyoji in the rec room? He sprayed our wrists with luminol. I'm sure I saw him pull the spray bottle out of his pocket.
And now you can't find it.
Right.
Do you think the killer took it?
I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at Clover, too. Give me a minute.
Phi knelt down next to Clover as she spoke and began to gingerly examine her corpse. Then after a moment, I saw her hands stop.
Look. See your thigh? Doesn't it look like there's something written there?
Yeah, it does.
I'm sorry, I'll have to move your leg a little bit.
It's written in blood. It must be Tenmyoji's.
It says 016.
Or maybe it says 910. What does that mean?
Hang on. I feel like I've seen that somewhere. 016. 016. I know I've seen it somewhere. It's no use.
Sonic!
Can't remember.
Don't get my hopes up like that.
Anyway, these numbers have to have something to do with the killer. She must have written them after she got hit with a soparil. There would have been a few minutes before she went all the way under when she could have done something. I think she probably used those last minutes to tell the rest of us who'd killed her.
016, huh? Maybe, but the only people who could have done it are Kay and Dio. 1 second, please. Okay. Assuming it wasn't one of us, I mean...
No. There's also Quark. I mean, I'm not saying he did it, just...
Damn it. This is hopeless. Can't keep up anymore. Everything here is a goddamn mystery. Like, what about the old woman we found? Who killed her? The movement of the EB room makes Luna seem the most suspicious. But when would she have done it? And we don't have a good explanation for why she would have wrapped the knife up in a handkerchief. And of course, now Luna's dead too. So, who could have killed her? Footage from the security camera paired with Dio's behavior makes Clover seem like the most likely suspect. But now, we'll never know for sure. Alice's killer is a complete mystery. We don't know what the hell 016 is supposed to mean. We don't have any idea where Quark's gone. What in the hell does any of this mean? Who killed everyone? Was it Zero Senior? And who is Zero Senior? What the hell does he want? Why does this game even exist, and why did they kidnap us and bring us here? While we are at it, where is this? When is this? Mysteries. 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 I feel like my head's about to explode. Please, Phi, give me something, anything. A clue, a hint. Come on, you've got to have something.
The luminol.
Huh?
I think there's a very good chance someone took the spray bottle out of Tenmyoji's pocket.
Okay, but how is that important?
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think they took it?
So they could use it on a canvas painting so Bob could bring us a full moon scene drawn with a cabin. That is of course a lie, because just Bob showed up. Whoops. Thank you, Bob. So they could test for blood?
What would they need to do in order to do that?
They just need to spray the bottle at whatever they want to test.
That's it?
No. Wait, you're right. Luminol reacts with organic compounds and glows, but the glow is really faint. So you need to make it dark. You have to turn off the lights in order to see if anything's glowing. If anything's glowing.
And that would mean?
That would mean the rec room. Fi and I raced for the door. We weren't sure what we would find, but we knew where we were going. I had a feeling deep in my gut that whatever we found would be the breakthrough I had been looking for. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? What? Blue door. Rec room. Exclusively for femboys. Oops. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess Kay got asked the question. And Dios, well, seems to be the penetrator. The perpetrator. Everything in my head ground to a halt, even after all I'd seen. A room full of corpses had a profound effect. It was such a ridiculous thought that before I could stop myself, I laughed. That laugh made me think, was laughter in this situation a defensive response designed to protect a brain from constant emotional bombardment? And what does it have to do with Ice 9? Have I ever explained to my audience what Ice 9 is all about? Let me tell you. They say that right before an animal dies, it feels a moment of comfort. Right before death, the brain releases a huge amount of endorphins into the bloodstream. Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body Pain is only a warning signal meant to help the body avoid death, but when death becomes a certainty, pain no longer has any use. In fact, that loss of pain can lead to incredible feats on the edge of death. This brings me to a movie which is called The Martyrs, which you shouldn't watch because it is a very gruesome movie. But the question that this specific movie is trying to answer is very interesting. But yes, watch a synopsis of the story, but don't watch the movie, really. Spare yourself that. It's a really, really brutal movie. And I don't speak of Hollywood nice brutal, no. Let's say that two species of animal come under attack from some overwhelming force. All of them are severely wounded and near death. Species A feels pain, but Species B doesn't. The horrible pain felt by Species A prevents them from moving, but because they feel no pain, some of Species B will manage to drag their wounded bodies to safety and survive. That also explains why we see so many movies where people are fatally wounded and still get up and do things because they literally don't feel the pain anymore. Also, why are we asking ourselves this wonderful theoretical question when we are entering a room with two dead bodies? Who knows? But Maybe Ice 9 can explain it. As a result, Species A is eliminated and only Species B manages to survive. This process of natural selection has been repeated for thousands, no, millions of years. All creatures that walk the face of the earth are descended from Species B. I'm no exception. That's why I can look at a room full of corpses and laugh. The genes I've given by a million years of evolution have changed my fear into ecstasy. The genes. The jeans, Jack. The jeans. You wear them every day and they are comfy. I guess this means you and I are the only survivors.
Don't make me keep saying it. Quark's still out there somewhere.
Yeah. You're right. He is still out there, I believe. So would that mean he killed them? Yes, because Quark is strong enough to wield an axe to kill a human in a robot suit and nail Dio to the wall. I mean, you said yourself that there was no way there was a 10th uninvited player out there when Alice was killed. And we've also refuted the possibility of Zero Senior being the 10th person. There is no 10th person. The only people alive are you, me, and Quark. That means...
You're being ridiculous. Look at their bodies. There's an axe buried in Kay's back, and the spear has been thrust all the way through Dio's stomach. Do you really think a child Quark's size could do that?
Alright then. Are you saying you killed them?
Are you insane?
Insane?
And just when would I have done that?
When I was passed out.
I've been with you this whole time.
She was right, and she was wrong. After the end of the second round of the AB game, Phi and I hadn't been out of each other's sight, except when we were. We'd gone through the white door, explored the security office, solved puzzles, all of it together. No, wait, now the game's script is catching up. There had been one time when I wasn't watching. The few minutes in the security office when I'd rested on the couch. Could she have snuck out then? The rec room and the security office weren't that far away from one another. If the round trip took about a minute and she'd killed them in 4 minutes, then the whole thing would have only taken her 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, huh? Just how long had I been just how long had I been out? Yes, most likely not 5 minutes. No, that wasn't really right. I hadn't really been out. I just felt like everything was being fast forwarded, probably because of my mental processing speed had dropped. But how long had I been like that? It might have only felt like a few seconds to me, but it could have been much longer. Days. And where had something like mental processing speed dropping come from? Hey, what you doing there, Phi?
Checking their bodies like before. I decided to start with Dio.
Find anything?
Yeah, 2 things actually.
Oh?
Take a look at this.
A knife.
Yeah.
There's something engraved on the blade too. See, as we read the information of the file, it talked exactly about this knife. And now we have discovered the knife. So yes, usually it's better to read the files like when you reach like the next puzzle room, so to speak, because all the information you usually have in those files are going to come up like in the next section of the puzzle room. So maybe I was going a little bit too fast there, but it's nothing too serious. Myrmidons. Is that the name of the manufacturer?
Dunno. It's not a name I've ever heard of before. But look at the handle. You've seen it before, right?
This is the knife that stabbed into Alice's chest.
Right. From the looks of it, I guess the blade is about 15 centimeters long. I'd say it's probably about 3 centimeters tall and 3 millimeters wide.
I can understand the length of the blade and the width of the blade. Not the width, like the tallness of the blade, but the width, to estimate it exactly at millimeters is really difficult. I think I've heard those numbers before. I read it in a file.
Like wound cavity, 150 millimeters. Wound length, 30 millimeters. Wound width, 3 millimeters.
Yeah, that's it. When Luna scanned the old woman's body, those were the numbers it gave us for the wound.
Alright, well, wound cavity would be the depth of the wound. Wound length would be how long it is from top to bottom. And wound width would be how wide the flat end of the wound is. In other words,
those numbers describe the size and shape of the wound, right?
right.
So if they match, then that means this knife was used to kill the old woman.
Well, I was just eyeballing those measurements, so we can't be sure.
It's too big coincidence. Still, why does Dio have it?
He must have gotten it from Alice.
I know that. What I mean is, why did he take it? Did he want to destroy the evidence? Maybe he was the one who killed Alice.
That would match up with what we saw.
No, wait. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. Alice would have had that knife first, right? She picked it up when she found it wrapped in the handkerchief next to the AB rooms.
Right.
So Dio took it from her and stabbed her? If that's what happened, why didn't he just take the knife then? Why leave it there for us to see to come back, then come back and get it later?
Well, we can look into that more later.
And why is there no poison on the blade? Why put the blade into the body after they poisoned the body with liquids?
First, I want you to have a look at something else.
What?
Don't you remember what I said? I found 2 things. There was the knife and this.
Okay. Hey, is that a key?
What do you mean, that key?
We found it in the Golem Bay. Didn't have any idea what it was for then, though. But Alice said it might be important, so she would hang on to it, just in case.
So, Alice should have had this, right?
Yeah,
And now Dio's got it.
Yeah.
So when Dio took the knife, he also took Kay's key.
Wait. Kay's key?
Oh man. You couldn't figure it out from the shape?
What do you mean?
Get over here. A picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me show you.
She walked over to Kay's head, knelt down on one knee and pointed to the back of it.
You remember this, right?
I do. Oh yeah. So that's it. It unlocks the suit, right?
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
Before I had time to prepare myself, Fi shoved the key into the slot and twisted. But
It's no good. Can't get it open.
why not?
Maybe the suit is powered, and it needs to be on in order to open. But with this axe in here...
Saying it shortened the suit out or something?
I think so. At any rate, the key fits perfectly. I don't have any doubt it's for removing Kay's suit.
Do you think Dio knew that when... do you think Dio knew that when he took it?
I wonder...
So, I guess we'll never know what his face really looks like.
Yeah. No way we can get that mask off with our bare hands.
But one thing it proves, that there is a human inside this suit. I wonder who he was.
Well, I still haven't checked him over. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll find something that'll tell us who he is.
Good luck in turning his body. I'm pretty sure he's very lightweight. She'd only been searching for a few seconds before she stopped and pulled something out of Kay's robes.
Look,
What is it?
a spray bottle with luminol in it.
Ooh. That's the one Tenmyoji had.
Yeah.
Then, does that mean Kay was the one who handcuffed them to the sink?
We don't know yet.
Why not?
Kay might have taken the spray from Tenmyoji after he died. It's possible he made it through the white doors before we did, went to the infirmary and got this.
Yep.
Anyway, there's something I want to see. Turn off the lights.
Are you going to check for luminol reaction?
Yeah. If Kay used the spray before he died, we might still be able to see it.
There's blood everywhere in here, right? In here, though.
That's okay. If he didn't spray it, there won't be a reaction from any of it. Come on. All right, do it.
3, 2, 1. Done.
Thanks. Just as I thought. Look, Dio's left wrist.
The underside of his bracelet is glowing.
Exactly.
But why?
Because there are traces of blood on it.
Whose blood?
We've seen 5 people with serious bleeding. The old woman, Alice, Tenmyoji, and these 2 here. I'm disinclined to think this is Dio or Kay's blood, though. See? If you look, it's been wiped off. Except for the luminol, the bracelet looks clean. Why would someone wipe blood off a bracelet after being hit with an axe or stabbed with a spear, and then spray it with luminol? It doesn't make sense.
Then that leaves the old woman, Alice, and Tenmyoji.
Right.
Do you remember what Tenmyoji said to us in this room?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets? Please, just do it.
Do you think Tenmyoji had figured out that one of the bracelets would have blood on it?
That would have meant he was looking for either Alice's blood or the old woman's.
I wonder which it was.
No idea. But whatever the case, Tenmyoji seemed to think that whoever had this bracelet was Zero Sr.
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know.
What?
Neither one of you is Zero Senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Are you saying that Dio is Zero Senior?
I don't know. The only thing I can say for sure is that there's a possibility that Dio killed the other 6 victims.
Then who killed Dio?
Kay, perhaps? After he was attacked, he used the last of his strength.
Another descendant of Species B.
Huh?
Nothing. Forget about it. Anyway, if Zero Senior was Dio, then
All of this would be over. This awful game would be over.
An ambidex gate has been opened.
uh-oh.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What? What the hell is happening? That's impossible.
Quark.
Quark? Quark opened the gate?
Whatever. We need to get back to the Floor A warehouse. Hurry!
I know, I'm coming. Run, you fools. It's just something that is weird. Like, if Quark opens the AB gates and has no bracelet on, and he just wants to kill us all, what is he going to do? Unless, maybe, he's, again, infected with Radical 6, and there is no reason. He just wants to kill everyone. Potentially. Damn it! There's no one here. Did they run off?
Why would they run away?
Hell if I know. How the hell did Quark open an AB gate anyway? Without the star key, you shouldn't have been able to get it open.
You must have taken one from Dio or Kay before we got to the rec room. We know they went through a white door. Remember? We saw the footage in the security office. That means they had a star key just like we did.
But didn't you... but you didn't find one when you searched them?
Right.
Well, maybe Quark's a suspect after all then. You shouldn't write him off just because he's a kid. Maybe he knows how to use a lens or an axe.
That's impossible. You're being an idiot. It's much more likely he found the keycard after they died.
But why? You became so much more quiet. Oh, Alright, let's go find
Any
him.
ideas where to look?
Nothing. How on earth would I know where he might be?
Well, there's one place I'd like to check out. Come on.
Do you know something I don't? The room Dio and Kaya investigated.
Right. Aren't you curious?
Of course. Besides, Quark might be there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move. The door says director's office.
Probably belongs to the director.
Smarty pants. I hope it has one of those chairs.
Chairs?
You know, the folding ones that say director on the back. I've always wanted to sit in one and say stuff like action or cut or double decaf chai soy latte now.
And that's what you think we'll find in there?
Yeah. Aren't you excited?
Well, there could be anything in there. So, no, not really.
And then it's gonna be just 5 liquors. Aww. Now we die. Yeah, what if Zero Senior was in there waiting for us, just like the architect in Matrix?
That would make things easy. We'd settle things right now and then get the hell out.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna open
You
it.
don't need to keep asking me if...
He just keeps insisting on doing that. Oh. Letters. Interesting. Huh?
There's no one here.
That computer's been turned on.
Yeah.
Oh my, please use the keyboard to give me inputs.
Maybe Dio and Kay did that.
What the hell is this?
A lion.
Is biting.
A sun?
Has a couple input fields for a user ID and a password.
We probably can't use it unless we know what those are.
Why don't you put something in it?
Sure. I'll give it a shot.
Tippity tippity tip tip tip.
Yeah, just as I thought.
What an idea. Key KSDA4IUSD. I mean, US dollar, I, US dollar, 4I? Kill steal? Data? I don't know.
Might as well forget about this thing for now. We can't get anywhere without a password. See if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something. Shall we?
I turned and headed off toward a bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to stay and found myself staring at the screen. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. A lion biting the sun. Memento mori, if the 9th lion ate the sun. Remember death, if the 9th lion ate the sun. Could this be the 9th lion? Then maybe... It makes sense. Eat ramen. The Sure. I mean, all the tips you just showed me make total sense, right? I have no idea. I mean, it showed me things, I remember a few things, but honestly, no clue. Like, zero clue. Like, there are so many things that you could potentially enter, and then there's also the thing that, like, how to enter it, and I have no clue, actually. It was no good. I didn't know anything. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd seen the ID and password somewhere. To be continued. And we are basically stuck at this point here. Which is interesting since it's not at a point of decision making, it's just a random room before an actual decision happens. Which is weird as hell. Yeah, I can also... Wait, didn't I? Oh, it's basically like this. Oh, let's see. So yeah, that leads us to a point where we need a password to continue. And magenta door, cyan door. So that's the yellow door, I guess. Into the CDs. It's funny that they chose to shorten colored doors with CDs, which is, well, unfortunate. Fine, we will go now through the yellow door. I mean, you're always, like, at this point, you know, here. You can always, like, also do the opposite and start at the very bottom to go to other decisions. I just find it in the beginning to make it more interesting in the sense of, like, okay, here are the big decisions, and just go through those, and then when you have done all three main choices here, then you can start to do like some lower decisions. But then again, yeah. I'm going to sleep now. Bye. Take care, coffee. Sleep well. Restful sleep. Until next time. So I will move them into the yellow door now, and then I will save, and then we will actually also stop. I'm really thinking we'll all go, well, I'm thinking we will go through the yellow door with Tenmyoji. That sounds good to you guys?
Sure.
Fine.
That means Dio and I will go with Alice.
And we'll be going through the magenta door.
All right then.
Better than getting stuck with that crusty old fart, I guess.
So, Clover, Luna, and I will be going through the cyan door.
I don't get to go with Alice? I'm sorry. I'll try and stay out of the way. I don't really mind you.
but the K guy seems really suspicious.
We're all meeting one another for the first time. Aren't we equally suspicious?
Hey, I'm nothing like you.
Yes, Clover is innocent, would never do anything crazy. She never did in the past.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. 9, 8, 7.
We need to go. The doors are closing.
Come on, guys. Move.
3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Oh, wait. Oh, yay. That's the infirmary. Hee smile.
So this is the infirmary?
Looks like it. That's what it said on the door, after all.
What the hell? Why is there an infirmary right next to a warehouse?
Well, it's probably here if any of the workers get sick or hurt.
What workers?
Did you see the size of that place? A little big to just be somebody's garage.
Then you're saying people work here?
Maybe not now, but judging from the lack of dust, someone was here until recently.
There's a door in the back.
Think it'll open?
No way.
How can you be so sure?
Just look at it. You see that thing next to the door? What's it say?
Lock.
I never understand this. When the protagonist is trying to open a door. I mean, in the last game I understand because we still had normal doors, but in this case it's a sliding door, right? There's no doorknob, no handle, nothing. It's just like this. I just don't understand how they try to pull this door open or whatever they're trying. It's just silly. No dice. It's not moving. Honestly, I wonder where this saying comes from. No dice. I know it will be coming from the past. It will have to do something with gambling. But why saying no dice? No dice is weird. When you say like no luck. Which we all understand if someone says like, tries something and says like, no luck. That is understandable, but where does the saying no dice comes from? That's so strange to say, at least in our time now. It's still used today, I get it. It makes sense that it's still used today, but like, it's strange, like, no dice. Like, basically saying like, no wheels. No cucumbers.
Are you blind? It says lock right there.
Yes, I am. Yeah, just thought, maybe I could force it open.
Right. Let's have a look around, okay?
Yeah, good idea. Maybe there's one of those card keys around here somewhere.
Then let's get started. Seek a way out. So just give you a small overview. We're in the infirmary. And yeah. It's a room. A very interesting room, so to speak. But we shall figure that room out next time we play Zero Escape.